All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Assassination Classroom,
Season 1, Episode 1. All right, we got ourselves a show that won with a tie.
It won with a tie.
Wow, wow, that freaking poll was ridiculous.
It was
so,
insane.
So, y'all, yeah, we're doing both. We're doing both. We're doing both. Assassination
right.
Classroom and B-Stars. So, yeah.
But we won't be doing that kind of poll again.
Yeah, I think in some ways that was basically the nail in the proverbial coffin for Patreon style poll.
Yes.
So we'll be doing a new style of poll from here on out in the future.
What a nail it was.
What a nail it was. But hey, Assassination Classroom was on the very first poll we ever did for our Patreon.
Crazy to think about.
Crazy to think about. And it took a long hiatus from being on polls in general from that point onward, because I think it was one of the least voted on because it was competing against things like Hunter x Hunter and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Right.
And, crazy big shows. But this show has a lot of people really excited for us to watch it.
It does indeed.
So we're excited for that.
Yep.
This is a show that very much has an iconic kind of main character design that we've seen many times in tons of different things. Yellow boy with tentacles
and the hat
and the hat. Yeah. That is true. Yeah. So looking forward to seeing how they mesh the fantastical with the classroom,
right? Because it does involve a classroom,
right?
It would seem, and also assassination. So
that's
how does that work?
That's its own thing.
Yeah.
But this is a show that will be doing to completion. The show is over, so that's an exciting thing. Like a lot of the anime that we typically react to, it's like, we're just catching up to whatever is available, right? Whereas this show is actually done. That's an exciting thing to think about. So yeah, that's it. Looking forward to it. So y'all, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Okay. Nice.
Someone
striking
something?
black lines. Oh. Whoa. This is like a fighter jet or something?
Yeah, is there like a missile strike on the school?
Whoa.
Oh. No, this is the teacher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Robot.
What's voice?
Okay.
What? Oh my god! All right. Present, yeah. And please speak a bit louder.
What are they shooting?
They're shooting little solid plastic balls, I guess. Awesome.
All right.
Is our teacher. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So he's also teaching them how to be
Get better
killers.
at it. Yeah.
Get good scrubs.
Ah! Mach 20!
Okay.
Anti-me?
Alright.
Whoa! Yeah, don't put an eye out, seriously.
Unless you're trying to kill me.
Before graduation.
Huh.
Alright. Time limit. Okay, let's go.
This feels like more Happy Alucard.
Yeah. Cool. Alright. Very quick introduction to the premise. Setting everything up.
And the moon being set up like a smile. Oh man, this is a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh no! That's okay. We'll get it eventually. Now the delinquents over here.
Okay.
The popular ones, maybe.
Or the smart ones.
Smart ones, sure. Wow.
Okay. He's raising them to be revolutionaries.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see what the like government angle was, like 'cause the idea that the like because maybe
well, and so given that he isn't attacking them back,
right,
like
yeah, maybe he's got some rules that he needs to apply by.
That is a good question.
That is a very weird mode.
Oh damn. Okay.
All right.
So so it is an actual
he's an
crescent.
alien or something.
Yeah. That looked like he just shot through it. Like
I think so. Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
he just showed up.
Oh
god.
Wait.
Okay, that's a problem. We will also be trying, but since you'll be spending a lot of time with him, I guess. Is this all some sort of program to like train them, and that's why he was created or something?
Oh my god, I love this! Right. Easily could. So it's an odd form of hostage, except he's doing this for some, like, special reason. So they're gonna provide all the arms and stuff specifically. Nice! Yes!
Wow. Okay.
This is wonderful. Oh, all of it was answered here.
That'll get a
money!
Is that each or total?
I think it's total.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, so it was a fighter jet chasing after him.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. He's doing this for fun. That is all this is.
Well,
yeah, you'll all be dead. Oh my god, I love it.
Okay.
Graduation means death. I mean, that's
there is no life after, well, middle school in this case.
What I like about this is going to force people to work together. So the character dynamics could be really good.
And they could potentially get desperate as the date gets closer.
We're going to pop over to China!
Wow.
Yes!
I think that breaks the rules of assassination if you know it's going to happen. I mean, they're all going to be trying, but... Wow. Wow.
Oh my god! Yeah, I get that feeling. He's like a wonderful teacher.
The E class, like, are they the worst class at the school?
Yeah, because isn't A like the best?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's getting some personal enjoyment out of this.
Yeah.
This is the Onizuka angle. This is the Onizuka angle, dude.
Sure.
Alright, let's get a plan together. Group up.
They're totally just... I don't think they're planning assassination. Oh, okay, they are.
Wait. That sounded like it might have been important.
Bullies.
Okay, rejects.
Why would they care about who tries it, though, if he never hurts them?
End class.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wow.
China wasn't happy about my.
Oh,
yeah.
今回で自衛隊に待ち伏せされまして、皆から狙われるのは力を持つ者の証です。
Ah, indeed.
わからないよね。そんな怪物に期待も警戒もされなくなった。認識さえされない人間の気持ちなんて。
Oof.
Yeah.
お前のおかげで俺の評価まで落とされた。
Really?
唯一良かったのはもうお前を見ずに済むことだ。
That dick.
ラスト7文字を触手なりけりで締めてください。人は先生のところへ持ってきなさい。チェックするのは文法の正しさと。
This is tentacles are OP like the show.
そんなの思いつかないよ。
ほらほら。
ほらほら。
が湧いてきませんか？ぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるぬるうるせえよ。
They'll be writing hentai in no time.
今更なんだけどさ、先生の名前なんて言うの？
Yeah.
名乗るような名前はありませんね。なんなら皆さんでつけてください。つけていいんだ。でも今は課題に集中ですよ。
Oh, is that the after lunch color difference that
もうできましたか、渚くん。
昼食の後で僕らが眠くなる頃に先生の顔が薄いピンクになる時がある。
What does that mean?
多分先生も一番油断する時間なんだ。
Okay.
Okay.
言ったでしょう。もっと工夫を。
認めさせなきゃ。どんな手を使っても。
Oh.
Oh!
That's why they didn't want to do it.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
渚に何持たせたのよ。
ああ、おもちゃの手榴弾だよ。
Filled with yeah, yeah.
300発の対先制弾がすんげえ速さで飛び散るようにな。やけど一つ。
Whoa!
それになんだこのマーク。
Whoa! He protected!
Okay.
脱いだ皮を渚くんにかぶせて守ります。
Oh, wow!
月一で使える先生の奥の
Alright.
It's like it's that time of the month for me, so
吉田村松
You're expelled.
真っ黒。ど怒りだ。
首謀者は君ら3人だろ。
oh, because they use Nagisa. Yeah.
勝手に
Is he just venting his frustration?
俺らんちの表札。
Oh! Oh, wow!
との契約ですから先生は決して君たち
But I can do stuff to other people!
Oh man.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh my god!
いや君たち以外を地球ごと消しますかね。
Oh, the other students are like, wait, hold on.
Oh my
どう
gosh!
しても逃げたければ
Alright.
Okay.
この先生を殺すしか。
Alright.
迷惑なんだよ。いきなり来て地球爆破とか。
I'm gonna blow up the earth and assassinate me!
迷惑な殺し方して何が悪いんだよ。
迷惑？
あ
とんでもない。
Wait, correct
君たちの
answer?
アイデア自体はすごく良かった。
Oh!
特に渚くん。ただし
However,
寺坂くんたちは渚くんを、渚くんは自分を大切にしなかった。
oh, that too.
君たち全員それができる力を秘めた
You
有能
have
な
You
that
all
power.
can be assassins.
ターゲットである先生からのアドバイスです。
この異常な教育が
No, but
僕は普通に嬉しかった。
yeah,
Okay.
こ
but
の
you're
異常
being
な先生は
yeah, you're being treated
Bokurano
right
koto.
in some ways. Yeah,
正面から見てくれたか
Like
ら。
actual people.
yeah.
あなたの時間をくれるなら、あの子たちを教えてあげて。
Whoa, wait, what? Oh, this is backstory for
素
him?
敵な触手。この手ならきっとあなたは素敵な
Oh,
教師。
Interesting.
暗殺なんてしたことないし、僕らには他にすべきことが
What
た
if
くさんあ
this
る。
wasn't actually that he was going to blow up the earth?
right. That's
What
just
if
a
it-
motivation to gate
この
them.
先生なら
Right, because they
殺
graduate
意さ
next
えも
year.
受け止めてくれるって。
殺せた者から今日は帰ってよし。
Wow.
殺せるわけねえだろ。
So wait, they have to live
僕ら
here?
は殺し屋。ターゲットは先生。
I think that was a joke.
殺せない。殺せんせいは
Korosensei.
Ah, there we go.
コロ先生と僕らの暗殺教室
All right. Here we go.
Huh.
That's the show.
明日に
All
な
right.
る
Okay, I love the CD. Yeah. That's with the art. Okay. So, yeah, uh-huh. Okay, that's cool. I've got a very good vibe as to the backstory of the teacher.
Same.
Yeah. All right, Assassination Classroom.
The assassination in a classroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have Korosensei, the yellow tentacled monster boy who is kind of giving me Great Teacher Onizuka vibes.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, they have to kill him. And there were a couple interesting things with this. There's the reward, and then there's also, like, there's the carrot and the stick being applied here.
Yes.
So,
10
billion yen for everyone, which it's probably getting divided up.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
That's still a
It's still a
stupid
stupid amount of money.
What, $100 million essentially divided amongst 30 people. So that's $3 million a pop. That's pretty good.
That's pretty solid.
That's more than your average, part-time job.
Right.
So,
and this is definitely the kind of thing where they're bringing in the government to basically be like, hey, you don't have to ask questions about the world building here.
right, this is official.
It's official.
And for
it's covered.
reasons, we need to keep it, like, consolidated to here.
Right. And I think this is part of basically the idea that there was a negotiation period that we are not aware of. But, okay, this is the premise. What we have here also is a large potential cast of characters. The OP made that very clear, is that all of them are going to be named. All of them are going to get some level of characterization. Nagisa is definitely the main character as far as things go. There's also the dynamic in that, we have some really crazy, fantastical elements that they needed to basically kind of get us through the hoops in order to understand what's going on here.
Fully established that he is indeed the most OP being in existence.
Right. And I love that he is also a character.
Yes.
He is not just a target.
Right.
He is in and of himself based on what they've shown of his quirks, his tendencies, his color patterns and stuff. Then also that little bit of backstory for him. He's an actual, main character as well for the whole thing, not just the thing that they need to kill, which is very important.
One of the things that I really appreciate about this, given the fact that the surface level premise is that they need to kill him, right? That they made it very clear right out the gate that that's not really going to work. They can try and figure it out, but it's not really going to work, right? It's going to be more about the journey than the actual objective,
right?
And like I mentioned, Alucard in the beginning, because it's like, okay, this guy's seriously busted as far as his powers go, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they're upfront about the fact that his powers are busted beyond belief,
Mach 20,
Mach 20, it really helps, because one of the issues that I had with Hellsing Ultimate, is that Alucard winning the fights was still the conflict, even though it was also how.
Right.
But you knew he was going to win, right? It was so obvious, because how could he not, right? He's Alucard. So here, it feels similar to like One Punch Man or Mob Psycho, in that there's someone that's ridiculously powerful, but the power is not actually what's important there.
Right.
And I think that the fact that they're drawing that connection with also the class of outcasts that are so bottom of the barrel that they get shipped off to somewhere else to go to school, right? Because no one wants to even be around them. That's something where, that's a nice contrast to have. I really like the idea that he's their teacher.
Yes, there is a definite bit though where they're comparing Nagisa a little bit and Korosensei with kind of the backstory stuff that we got with Nagisa, in that Nagisa used to be, one of the people who had everything going for them. I'm also kind of getting a little bit of vibes from Nagisa. There's a little bit of gender fluidity with regards to the design and then the pronouns. So that's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, I believe Nagisa is traditionally a girl's name. So
right,
so, but he okay,
but he. So that's pretty awesome. So we've got Nagisa trying to figure out where they fit in all of this, and then we have like this dynamic where Korosensei does not like potentially see Nagisa. That was something that Nagisa kind of theorized about. It's like, that's why I'm going to be able to kill him. Like, that's why I'm going to be able to do that.
I thought that was something talking about just the thematic elements of that. No one pays attention to me because we're we're failures essentially.
Yeah, but the end of the episode, it's very clear that no, he sees all of them. He sees them all in some ways as potential assassins. Like you all have that assassination power within you, and it's like it's
big and strong and be an assassin on your own.
Right. It's totally an Onizuka thing. Where they're being taught the incorrect typical book thing for school, but it's in a way that's going to elevate them as people. So he is in some ways the great teacher Korosensei.
And I gotta say, because Assassination Classroom, right? When I hear that as a name, right? It was just like, okay, there's going to be assassination somewhere, and it's going to revolve around a classroom, right? And as far as anime goes, having things take place in a classroom isn't anything special usually, right? It's just sort of the status quo, vanilla. Like you have that in there, and then you can build all the other stuff on top of it, and it works, right? It works. But I really like here, in a similar way to Onizuka, that the classroom is a very important element of it, which makes sense given that it's in the name. But having that the fact that it's there's the assassination, but it's not about the assassination. It's about them being taught and them growing up and them learning, right? Which is what ideally we would all want to have happen in school in general, even if maybe it doesn't involve attempted assassinations and BB grenades and all that stuff. But it's something where it's a different kind of education. It's something that can... I don't know if they were necessarily geared originally towards assassination learning, but
they weren't.
They weren't.
It was very clearly put in the episode that they weren't.
But the original style of education that they were getting was failing them horribly
already. Right. Yes. So in some ways, they need Korosensei.
They need something different.
This, which brings up two thematic things I think are really important here. One, that Korosensei really wants to do this. And really likes doing this. So Korosensei's motivations are one that are mysterious for the students. But for us, with the omniscient perspective, we saw that bit of backstory here. Someone dying, passing away, or something happening to them gave him the desire to be a teacher, or reinforced already his desire to be a teacher.
Well, and also one of the things, so I'm not sure how many of the thematic things that I saw are supposed to be there, and if not,
them all up,
and if not, they'll get cleared up as we get further into the show.
For sure.
But they mentioned the students were talking about how he's so powerful. All the people are trying to assassinate him and everything. So there's no question about your worth, right?
Right.
But what we saw of Korosensei in the backstory was that he even physically looked different. He looked monstrous, right? And he grew up on Earth. That means that he is probably something that was made, right? And when we think about the people that become the outcasts of society, and it can take them down darker places, that's something where they're kind of being made into these monsters essentially, right?
Killers,
exactly, and
good stuff.
And then with the whole idea of the carrot and the stick, right? 10 billion yen or the Earth is destroyed, right?
Why do you need both?
Well, why do you need both? But also, if the goal of this is the education of the children, right?
Oh, sure.
Then what is the point of having that at all? Is it actually a representation of the fact that these early times where you're figuring out who you are and building yourself and whatnot and learning and growing can have the reward of essentially 10 billion yen, even if it's not that thing specifically.
Change your life forever.
Right. your world is destroyed.
Your world is ending. Yeah. Like, it's very symbolic and perfect in that regard, because this is a transition period for all of them going into effectively like, biological adulthood. Like a lot of them are probably like in their like, pre-pubescent, maturity stages.
Right on that cusp where it's
right on that cusp where their body just goes crazy and everything just becomes, manic and nuts. Now, what they've set up also here is a very clear development of where they are going to like Korosensei.
Yes.
They very much set this up with Nagisa basically having a moment of warming up to Korosensei right after trying to kill him and coming really close.
Yeah.
And what I think is great about this is that I genuinely was like, oh, wait, maybe this is where the premise slightly adds the twist of, oh, you basically nearly got him, and now that will never happen again. Or is that the thing is that he actually wants them to get really close every single time, so he gives them opportunities. Like he's literally like trying to give tells to be like, hey, do they catch this? This is a test.
He wants to be killed by a human. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the idea that he also has to keep them, safe as well, where it's the thing of his desire to be potentially a teacher is something where he's wanting to, what is a teacher? What is a teacher? Someone that gives of themselves to others, right? But if it's something where it's a sacrificial giving, he is giving them then the tools by which they can then kill him, which would then end his ability to teach them. So he's creating a thing that theoretically would be a cycle, but because there's a time limit, an arbitrary time limit, it's like, okay, you're a contradiction.
Yeah.
You're tons of walking contradictions in there.
There's also something with the fact, so okay. They've been trying for a long time. Nothing's worked, right? Or
has it been that long?
Well, it would seem so. When they all got up, they all pulled out their guns immediately and started shooting. So
I think
it seems
that was
like
an out of time thing.
Well, okay, but there was something that was said like you still can't get me or something like that.
Right, it hasn't been. Like, it's not the very beginning of the year.
Right,
That's
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. They've had a little bit of time to adjust into this and get into the groove. That way, that groove can be disrupted over the course of the show, probably.
For sure.
Right? But the fact that everything changed all of a sudden and they actually got close. That could just be because that's where the story starts or whatever, and why not? It keeps things interesting, makes it seem less hopeless for them. Or maybe there was actually something fundamentally different about how they did it this time, and it's not just the grenade. Nagisa didn't just grab Korosensei. Nagisa hugged Korosensei.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Korosensei absolutely could have gotten out of the way, and in fact, he did, right? He still avoided everything just fine.
Just fine.
But he let Nagisa hug him, right?
Yep.
Like that's so. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's an important thing. I think
this monster wants to be loved.
Yeah. And And the fact that there was the point where
let's go to the flashback thing.
Where he was on the ceiling and he was like, I can kill all the people I can kill your families. I can I can kill all kinds of people. I just can't kill you, right?
Right.
That felt like it was one, a threat, like don't do that again, right? And trying to educate them the tough way, but also something where it was maybe a part of him that was starting to slip back into that state.
Right.
Like when he ran, just flew around and got all the signs, the nameplates and everything from the houses. There was the part of it that was like, okay, yeah, he's doing this as like a show of force, and whatnot, right? Makes sense. But there was also a part of it that felt to me like he was doing it to blow off steam, because in that point he was pissed.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes, I agree.
He was furious.
He was angry to the umpteenth degree. And I think what it was the type of ways in which they tried to kill him led to them potentially hurting one of their fellow classmates. And that was something that he brought up, is like, not only did you not see the value in Nagisa, basically take care of Nagisa or try to protect Nagisa.
Nagisa didn't see the value.
And Nagisa didn't see the value in Nagisa. So
that's
the other thing. Right. It ties really well into the idea that Nagisa came into this class with very low self-esteem and low self-worth. Right. So this is going to be a story about how this teacher gives them all a feeling of self-worth.
I love it.
This is going to hit really hard at points when you realize that this person, Korosensei, this being, she's going to change all their lives.
Because there will always be people that don't see value in you, that don't look out for you, right?
Sure.
But when you don't look out for you, that becomes a bit more of an issue. Yeah. And that would also maybe give some insight, given his backstory and all that stuff, into the kind of person he is, because when things make you really mad, it's because it hits close to home somehow, right? So if it's something where Nagisa didn't value Nagisa, then maybe there was a point where Korosensei didn't value Korosensei because of the fact that, oh, I'm a monster. And then there was this person that basically said, yes, these tentacles, the very thing about you that looks monstrous, right? They're wonderful.
Right. You know, because of the way he was holding her, because of the way he was being gentle, because of in some ways, the power restrained. The ability to be able to be, a monstrous, demon and just kill everyone. And yet when you are holding someone that's frail and weak and hurt, you have care, you have empathy, you have the ability to, be, I would say, not just restrained, but I would say tender and caring with that. So there is a definite power within that.
Well, and if we were to take it one step farther, because what's that old saying? Like, the teacher learns more than the students,
Oh, sure.
So in this case here, what if it was something where, because ideally, in the case of a teacher, especially when you have, say, problem students, they won't be showing the results that you want right away. Totally. That's the whole point. That's why they're problem students. That's why all the other teachers have given up on them. So you need to bring that out of them. You need to speak it over them. You need to get it to the point where they end up believing it, even if they're not necessarily showing the results for it, right?
True.
And maybe that's also what happened to him. He was a monster. He believed it. It was in his own head, right? And when she said things like that, now, at this point, the words might have finally gotten to him, right? And he started to believe it.
Yeah.
But her saying that, it was also something of, I want to reinforce that this is the me that I choose to be.
For sure.
So I'm going to go to these kids that have had awful things told to them about who they are.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that. It's the 12th step or the 10th step or whatever it is, where you help someone else that had the same issues that you did.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely can see that happening with the teacher. In terms of why he's here, it's not just a thing of where he's excited about teaching. I think that's a huge part of it. But generally speaking, when you have a backstory that's kind of given that little brief glimpse of it, and there's a limited kind of perspective of it, it means we're going to get more of it. But it comes from an area that looks like loss. The idea that Korosensei lost something. He lost someone, or in some ways, there was something that he wanted, and it was something that was kept away from him. He didn't have the ability to. This is the classic form of conflict. A character wants B, whatever B is, but there's obstacle in path creates conflict. Therefore, we have a story. So, what's the conflict separating the fact that, what he wants? Well, I think in some ways what it is he's a monster. Now, a lot of the exposition here was given, I would say, specifically to set up the premise as to why this makes sense. But I think what we're going to have at some point in the story is a realization that it's actually a lot simpler. A lot of the things going on with his character don't work in the logic of things when you play it out all the way to their natural conclusions. Okay. Therefore, on some level, he is doing this for the reasons kind of that were stated here. The threat potentially is real, and the government stuff is all very much real, I would say. But there is a human element to it that is being ignored by the fact that we're focusing on it in the backstory, the thing that the students don't have knowledge of.
And the reason that he's probably doing this is probably because of this lady, because she still said that she still mentioned the class, right? So it was probably like
I'm guessing the class. What do you mean? I don't think she mentioned the class specifically.
I'll bring this up. It was something along those lines. But the idea of like teaching them or something like that. And that makes me think that this is something where basically he's still divided. He's not sure. He wants to destroy the earth, right? Because maybe it's his vengeance on humanity for the things that they did to him and all that stuff. Yeah, go teach those children, right?
If you're willing to give up your time, go teach those children.
Right.
Those children is specific. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So what splendid tentacles with hands like these, I'm sure you'll be a splendid teacher.
Right. So that makes me think that the whole thing with the moon, that was essentially his rage and his destruction and everything, and he was ready to smite, right?
Oh.
And then there was basically somehow there was something that got introduced that caused him to stay his hand and rethink things. And now this is not just the second chance that he's giving to the kids. This is the second chance that he's giving to humanity. That's the second chance that he's giving to himself.
What I love about this is while we have these violently expressive angles of this teacher, the fact that these are the only expressions they've seen thus far also gives me like almost like definite vibes that there are other expressions that they haven't seen yet, and some of them are going to be very emotionally based, like very much emotionally based. Because what I think they're setting up personality wise is the permanent smile gives you the vibe that he is eternally enjoying himself. This is very much a thing of where that is just this is everything he's wanting. He's getting to do this. This is good. He's in a good place here. When the backstory happened, no mouth was shown. No mouth was shown.
Right.
So there's a very clear difference between that there. They just showed colors here, specifically with how he would transition there. But when he would go into those colors there, the smile would kind of change. And it would basically get like the teeth would bare when he would go dark and realize that he was angry.
Yeah.
And it became a little bit more, terrifying.
Right.
When he would, have moments where we would see that he was, changing his color of his face for different things there. The mouth would slightly alter a little bit there. But I'm very excited for the how does he get sad? Does he get sad at all?
Right.
Like what would be something where he's feeling like, or if anything, is this what he's limited to? And will the kids maybe teach him some of these emotions or something over the course of time?
Yeah.
I just love the idea of the monster finding humanity, and then humanity birthing its way into the monster, changing it. And I'm all for that if they go for that angle at all. So wonderful stuff. I guess that's the first episode. We've got our main characters set up here, main characters, if you will, with Korosensei.
Yep.
And the premise very, very much established. And then we'll find out, I guess, in the next episode what kind of story structure they're going to choose as far as how they deliver the narrative running forward here. Because they could very much go for the episodic angle.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Like
but as long as the show is, and the number of characters that there are, I would be surprised if they didn't. Because otherwise how do you do that? Like,
how do you do that? Yeah, that's a really great point, because there has to be some kind of linear narrative to it in general.
Right.
Because the characters are going to be characters, so they're going to carry over little things here and there.
But the overall setting and everything probably isn't going to change too much.
Yes. They're going to be in the classroom.
Yeah.
They're going to be trying to kill Korosensei.
And they'll learn lessons along the way.
Right. And then it's just maybe how much of the character development that happens with the people in the class kind of carries over from episode to episode, given that there are so many people in the class.
Yeah, there's a very real possibility that we might only get like a couple episodes per character. And even then, that would be a lot.
That would be quite a bit. Yeah. But hey, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep. I did a thing. It's a sci-fi novel. It's called Battle Lines. It's pretty awesome, and it's on Amazon for purchase. Link in the description down below.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.